Is the drugging other children more sinister than drugging children and for profit to get them addicted? Makes me think. Because, when you figure out who these people are, like, if you can find information on them before it disappears, everyone's always talking about, they have this phrase used to label them, that they crush the heads of the best people who are not them, to make the slave breed a docile cow like race that works for them and doesn't think. And so let's combine that with how they do the drugging. Well, I know in my case, there's school, there's like tests in school, and you got awards and stuff like that. And so they had some fancy idea that they should drug like the highest schooler and scorer in the school. And then, also, I've seen other people talk about, like Cat Williams said they were drugging his child. Kanye West said they were drugging him. And, combined with that, crushing the heads of the other people around them to make sure that they can retain control of the best snakes around them so they can retain control. They do the marrying thing like Kanye West, and we can just assume Trump's one of them, but if not, his whole family, because it's family, but not his family's openly married to them. And, Marilyn Monroe, Arnold Schwartz, although, with them making movies about the Schwartzes with you, these days I'm going back on assuming Schwarzenegger was ever a goyim, but obviously his mentor was one of them too, leader. And so you can see those things in action, and when you actually when you get involved in stuff, then you see the crushing in effect. Obfuscation, the poisoning, the literal assaults and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, that happened in the latter half of my life. In the first half, they were doing the poisoning. In fact, the poisoning continued. The drugging. The drugging continued up until right before COVID happened. That final doctor who did that was the one who came up to me and started trying to tell me what I do in my personal life and my gym he doesn't even belong at, and implying someone else had something to do with what's going on in the world in China. Implying one person had something to do with what's going on in the world, not China or Fauci. But it seems like it'd just be part of their continual plan. Maybe some people think it's cool and trendy. You make a lot of money selling drugs. And they always tell us too. See, people only can speak on what they know. And so if you just listen to them long enough, they'll tell you what they're really thinking often. And so they tell us don't use drugs because drug dealers are bad. And what drug dealers do is they get you addicted to drugs, and then they jack up the prices. And it's I've never met a person on the street or a mob boss or anyone like that, from all the way in between that. I've never met any of those people who got me addicted or got anyone addicted and jacked the price up. But who did that? It would be the teachers, the principals, the doctors, the whole system. When I was a kid, putting kids on amphetamines, and then, obviously the price is already jacked up to start, and telling them, forcing them, your kid has to be on this and all this, needs to take it every day, go and buy some more every month. And then they got the system, come back once a month. Get the $2,000 checkup and get your 30-day prescription every month. You only get in 30 days, gotta keep coming back. That only adds up to like $20,000 a year per child and taking drug. Oh boy, that's not a lot of money, is it? Not at all. Hell, most people I know who sell drugs, well, maybe the ones I know, but the average drug dealer, I don't think they're making $20,000 a year off hundreds of patients. And, combine that with like the actual crushing you see, all the way from wars down to infiltrating people's lives. Makes sense there. That's another reason they're doing it. They're probably using school tests to hunt down children, or like in the case of like Cat Williams' child, they just know. Cat Williams speaks out about this stuff and these people. Like, he doesn't necessarily name them like Kanye did, but obviously, if they already run everything, it'd be easy for them to just have themselves as principal be like, yeah, your kid needs drugs, so go to the doctor. And then the hospitals have their gang signs all over it. And the hospitals are staple, the science cult, and on top of that, it's got the other religious gang signs on it. So it wouldn't be too hard for them to also sell dope there. God, if they're going to run a local McDonald's and the presidency, then they're probably running stuff in between it, right? And their gang signs are on it. Let's hope they run their own gang, right? They do. Look at the pastors, and they all look related to the presidents and their families, and Fauci and everyone else. Elon Musk, media owners, and all that. Yeah, hey, I guess that's not that bad to some people, because all this stuff is going on. But it's something a little more sinister, I think, than just drugging children to jack up prices, and then even take it away from them and then put them in prison for it. Are they purposely targeting certain individuals they want removed from the planet to keep the slave population docile and ignorant? It looks like they're doing that in every other aspect, so why not? That whole system, that little part of that system alone has just 8 things that are just trillions and decadillion counts of lawless terrorism under the guise of the judicial system itself. Their system is protecting it and everything. And man, pretty sure, because hell, Cat Williams spoke out about them, and then they start feeding his children drugs. Yeah. And Kanye actually said something about that too. And then, people have been talking about that a long time before I really got involved in anything. There's always rumors we don't think Michael Jackson killed himself. They sued that doctor or something, right? And yeah, you got people actually coming out and saying, like Kanye West, saying, I don't think they were doing that for my health and stuff. And it's well, I've been involved in it for a long time, and there's never been any logic behind it besides money and that. And then, something more sinister, once you see that happening, it's there's 8 ways till Sunday that they're trying to kill the best people out there and make sure that no one can even think enough to see what's going on in the world.